What's up, guys? Thomas Mott here. Welcome to the Thomas Mott Show on a beautiful Sunday. The NFL draft is officially over, but the Eagles are still making moves in the undrafted free agent category where they can go out and basically offer, hundreds of thousands of dollars to people who were not drafted to come and be a part of the roster, or at least have a chance to make the roster. And while none of the full UDFA lists are out yet, we have a snippet, probably about half of the undrafted guys the Eagles have signed, and there are a couple of people worth noting. I think it's worth at least doing this show to showcase the fact that they're going to have some people battling for backup positions who maybe in a couple of years could make some serious strides. So we'll see. Let's go ahead and jump into this list by NBC Sports after, of course, what was an absolutely incredible draft by the Philadelphia Eagles. Thumbs up for that. And if you guys enjoyed my draft coverage, be sure to subscribe as well. Starting with the wide receiver, Joseph Ngata out of Clemson. It's a massive frame, and you see it here. This is the write-up again from Tom Pelissero. 6'3", 217 pounds, but of course, he's undrafted for a reason. He had a very underwhelming career at Clemson. Now, his best year was last year, 41 catches, 526 yards, and 2 touchdowns, but he obviously is going to come in and battle for probably a practice squad spot because the wide receiver room is very, very full, and the odds of him actually making the team on the final 53 are very slim. You're going to see that as a common theme throughout the entire show today, but it is interesting that they did not get a receiver in the draft, as we know, but they did get a couple, and we'll talk about the other one that they have so far in the undrafted free agent realm, and they've had success with UDFAs in the past in terms of Travis Fulgham for as ever short as we had him. Remember the days of Travis Fulgham being the best receiver for the Eagles, and of course Greg Ward, who is still on the roster, but his spot is in jeopardy due to the fact that he hasn't really done much since Jalen Hurts took over, especially this past season. Now, arguably the most exciting signing out of all of these is Ty Zentner. They call him Legatron, the punter out of Kansas State. Thank goodness Philadelphia, man, they addressed all the needs this draft week as they finally get a punter. This is going to be a massive, massive battle and a very interesting one to watch at training camp because you have Aaron Sipos, who struggled last year, got injured. Remember, Brett Kern came in and was terrible punting in the postseason, but Zentner can give you some competition. He was a semifinalist for the Ray Guy Award. That's for the best punter in college football in 2022. And right there, you see a 44.5 yards per punt and punting 27 inside the 20. There's videos circling right now on social media of him having some massive, massive punts. So much needed competition comes in. They were never going to give an undrafted free agent, to the keys to the castle and to be the permanent punter, but he will battle Aaron Sipos, and I'm sure they're going to be back and forth over camp, and may the best punter actually win. He technically can kick too, but Jake Elliott has that locked down, but the fact they finally got a punter, thumbs up for punter. I mean, goodness, we're talking about all the needs that they filled, and then there was the final one of, okay, go get a punter, and they went ahead and did that. Okay, next player is offensive lineman. You knew they would get offensive lineman as UDFAs. Trevor Reid from Louisville, who's 6'4", 311 pounds. He started 2 seasons at left tackle for Louisville. Some say he's very, very athletic, but the rawness is the main issue. You see the write-up there from the NFL Draft Diamonds, and that's, again, what happens with undrafted free agents is they have some sort of talent, they have some sort of potential, and the good news for Trevor Reid is that he gets to go to the greatest offensive line university in the entire world, that is Stoutland University, where he has a chance to maybe be a rotational guy. Now, they did draft an offensive lineman in the 3rd round, a tackle, obviously the guy from Alabama, but you never have enough depth, and most teams will carry 10 to 11 offensive linemen on a final 53-man roster, and if not, you have the practice squad, and you still make pretty darn good money being on the practice squad. So there are worse places to be if you want to continue your football career. So we'll give a shout out to Trevor Reid, who officially has signed with the Eagles. Okay, we'll get to some cornerbacks, including one cornerback in terms of the guy from Alabama, who I'm very, very impressed and excited about. First, though, I do want to mention we are sold out of the green Philly hats. Those are officially sold out. I'm going to make some more. Don't worry, of course. It's just pre-orders right now, and then I'll ship all the guys that got their hats the past couple of days. Probably first or second week of May. Still have about 15 of the black ones left. So if you guys want one of the black Philly hats, go ahead and pick that out. And then I did go ahead and make a non-3D puff print. This is the nice 3D custom embroiderer, but a non-3D, a 2D flat bill. A lot of people were asking for a flat bill, so it's up there on the website as well. And that comes in black, blue, or green if you're feeling Philadelphia Phillies or Sixers worthy and you want a snapback. So again, green is out of stock. You'll see that on the website, but black is there, and then the snapback as well. Okay, let's go over here to a couple of these backup cornerbacks or guys battling for backup cornerback spots. Mekhi Garner, the cornerback from LSU. They went for 2 really big cornerbacks with their UDFA picks. He's 6'2", 212 pounds, obviously massive, obviously physical, did 1 year at LSU after transferring in from Louisiana. And you see it there from Jordan Schultz from the score. 43 tackles, 8 passes broken up last year. Very much a prospect, very much a guy who's going to come in and learn a lot behind Darius Slay and James Bradbury, but they went big physical corner. Shows you that Sean Desai probably had a big key and a big say in that. He likes his cornerbacks to be bigger versus the smaller, faster guys. You saw that with the Ringo pick. Obviously, Slay and Bradbury are pretty long. They don't like the small ones. Desai likes the big ones. Here's the most interesting one not named Punter. Eli Ricks, the cornerback from Alabama. Now, this is interesting because Ricks came into college football as one of those All-Americans and was supposed to be an absolutely incredible player. He's super long, 6'2", 188 pounds. He had 4 interceptions as a freshman in 2022, but was banged up in 2021. 4 interceptions in 2020, was banged up in 2021 and 2022. So it's a guy who probably should have been drafted had he not been injured, but the injuries, this happens to people often. Injuries got the best of him, and he, of course, slid to not being drafted and being an undrafted free agent. So he comes from Alabama. We know we love the SEC guys here in Philadelphia, talking about the Dogs and, of course, the Crimson Tide. And he also played with Josh Jobe whenever he was at Alabama in his last year. So a little bit of familiarity there, but Ricks is somebody that a lot of people on Twitter are very excited about, just due to the fact that he could be, if there ever was going to be an undrafted free agent steal or somebody who, turns out to be Boston Scott in the future, Eli Ricks could definitely be that. Remember, Reid Blankenship was an undrafted free agent safety, and he might start this year if Sidney Brown is not ready to go. Okay, the other couple people, Jadon Haselwood, the wide receiver from Arkansas, also big. You see it there, 6 foot, 215 pounds, and he will be reunited with Jalen Hurts because Haselwood did play in Oklahoma for 3 seasons before transferring to Arkansas. With Hurts, according to On3 Sports, in 2019, he had 19 catches for 272 yards and a touchdown. So big physical, again, just like the other cornerback or the other wide receiver that they got, but someone who has a little bit of familiarity with Jalen Hurts. The best name of your undrafted free agents, and the final one we have so far, is Ben VanSumeren. I think it's his name, VanSumeren. I'm going to say his last name. The Michigan State linebacker who started at Michigan and then started as an offensive player, then flipped to a defensive player, and then settled on the Spartans. He had a bunch of tackles in 2022, 81 here, according to 24/7 Sports. Athletic, had really good testing numbers, but not considered a top 7-round draft pick, and so he falls to the undrafted free agent area where he will battle it out for a special team spot and hope that one of the linebackers in front of him, like Sean Bradley or Davion Taylor, were to slip up a little bit. Now, will they? Who knows? Again, not like we're signing a bunch of superstar future Pro Bowlers. That's the hope, is that one of these guys makes the roster. But I want to give you guys the update because there were some very interesting names here as Howie Roseman and the rest of the team continue to have a very impressive week. My final question is going to be, will they get Budda Baker? Is there one more move out there? Howie Roseman said in his post-draft press conference yesterday that they're not a complete team yet. They're not done. So I don't know if that means they got to mold people into the position groups they want them to be or go get somebody else, but obviously we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be fascinating. So again, thumbs up for the draft coverage. I think this is officially it. I mean, tomorrow we're going to get back to news and stuff like that. Obviously, if there are more UDFAs or trades and stuff, we'll be covering that as well. But that's the last draft video on what was a wild, wild weekend. I did my best to get as many to you as possible. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm Thomas Mott. This is the Thomas Mott Show.